What is up guys, it's Winter's Tech Dog here. There's no doubt that the Galaxy S7 attracts the most attention on the Android phone stage. It certainly has many changes and updates that was the hype surrounding it. Compared with the S6, S7 does not have the same dramatic shockwaves that it had last year. The S7 is more or less identical to the S6, but being a brand new design, it will be a while before the market grows tired of it. But if we look back at the strategy Samsung adopted, the last design language lasts 3 flagships before Project Zero took over. According to my humble prediction, Project Zero might stay with us till 2018. However, that won't stop me to admit that this is the best design Samsung came up for their flagship. Improvement of the hardware also need to stand up against the expectation as well, as Samsung did not disappoint the user one bit on the S7. The biggest highlight will be return of the SD card slot, and it support up to 200GB of external memory. The second feature made the return is the waterproof from the S5, the same IP68 rating. I personally think this is a very useful feature because it can prevent a lot of accidental water damage. However, I have a friendly reminder that the IP68 rating can only allow the phone to survive 30 minutes underwater, so taking pictures in the pool or during snorkeling is not a wise decision. The most interesting hardware will be the liquid cooling system. But the teardown video shows no liquid flowing inside the copper by dispensing the heat away. Regardless, the cooling system should help maintain the device cooler during heavy workload. Other than that, much of the hardware remained the same, such as headphone jack at the bottom, USB 2.0 connection despite the rumored Type-C, an easy-to-use one-touch fingerprint scanner, and a speaker which offers expected sound quality. The screen from the S6 carries over as well. The Super AMOLED display continues to amaze people with its vivid color display and low power consumption. The 2K resolution can satisfy people's need for quality display. Whether you really need it, it is still up for debate. Despite it has no difference than the one from S6, there is no doubt it is still one of the best Android display out there. Processor-wise, S7 revert back to the old days. The phone is powered by Snapdragon or Exynos depends on the market. The Snapdragon 820 has given a lot of expectation not just from public but Qualcomm as well. The Snapdragon 810 is a disastrous product. Not only Qualcomm suffered financially from losing many clients, the device using it did not get a very good market perception as well. This is due to subpar performance, average battery life, and heat. Fortunately, none of this repeat on the Snapdragon 820. The Snapdragon 820 is a brand new CPU built on Qualcomm's own Kryo architecture based on 14nm platform. Performance-wise, according to some of the benchmark I saw, the Snapdragon 820 has at least close to 50% improvement over Snapdragon 810, but I think the difference will be less dramatic if the Snapdragon 810 does not have thermal throttle issues. The new Adreno 530 GPU claimed by Qualcomm to have 40% increase in both performance and reduce in power consumption. The other improvement will be the new Hexagon 680 digital signal processor. Qualcomm claims you can help to improve the overall battery life by offloading such work from general processing core to this dedicated and efficient mini processor inside the Snapdragon 820. And last but not least, Snapdragon 820 also has a support for LTE X12 bandwidth and new Quick Charge 3.0. As far as my user experience, I can say Qualcomm made a big comeback. The processor is smooth and emitting very little heat during heavy tasking such as gaming, watching videos, and phone calls. I am very satisfied that I don't have to live with the warm welcoming any longer, since it can be quite uncomfortable to hold in the hand or placing it over the ear during the phone call. Without the heat problem, thermal throttling is no longer needed. The Snapdragon 820 does not have the lagging or stuttering as seen on the Snapdragon 810. The Snapdragon 820 is certainly the flagship processor that Qualcomm should have made. The software user experience on the S7 does not disappoint either. The TouchWiz received a major weight reduction from last year carried over with some improvement and new functions. The feel of cleanness can be instantly felt if we are coming from older Samsung devices. To make the user interface a little bit more cleaner, Samsung removed the step counter that used to display on the opening screen, and the default music player is removed, but you can have it back by downloading it from the Galaxy App Store. Other than losing off some excess weight, the TouchWiz also comes with some new apps which optimize the user experience. The first one is directly aiming at the gamers, the Game Launcher. We are too familiar with the times when the incoming calls or messaging interrupt the gaming or end the section by accidentally press the recent and back keys. Well, not anymore. The Game Launcher allows you to hide all notifications, lock the return and recent keys, and minimize the game into a floating pop-up window, where you can resume back to where you left off in the game. For added bonus, the Game Launcher offers screenshot and recording for sharing your gameplay with friends or on social media. The next new app is aiming at the general user, the Samsung member. This app tries to enhance the user experience by further including many features such as quick access to FAQ, where you can search out questions related to S7, or even ask your own question and the technician will respond back. My personal favorite has to be the self-diagnostic tool, where the phone can run a quick self-test to various hardware such as Wi-Fi, camera, speakers, etc. The user can easily figure out any hardware problem with ease. The app also includes functions such as one click to terminate or delete any unused file or application running in the background, and the simplified optimization menu. The app was originally responsible for this function, the Smart Manager. It becomes a function to be accessed from the setting menu instead of a standalone app. However, I can't help to think that why Samsung can just add new features on top of the original Smart Manager app, because the features like optimization and clearing RAM from Samsung member are redundant with Smart Manager. Last but not least, the new feature, which is also my personal favorite, is the Always On display. This feature will have a permanent display of time, date, battery life, missed call, and messages on the phone screen. You can quickly know this information by just glancing on the phone screen without pressing any buttons. I find it very useful when I am in the middle of something, such as watching a movie in a dark auditorium and just want to check the time very quickly, or be notified any missed call, text message, rather than a universal blinking green light. Personally, I hope Samsung can improve the function by displaying the number or the name of the missed call rather than just a symbol, content of the text message, notification from emails, and social media such as Facebook and Twitter. Other than that, much of the feature remain largely the same with little changes. However, one of the changes that the user should be aware of is that once the phone gains Wi-Fi access, the setting provides a quick link to access the Wi-Fi router's administrator sign-in page and display the brand and model of the router. This can be a problem if you are still using the default password from the manufacturer. The user can simply locate the username and password online with ease. The most important feature about the S7 is the camera. Yes, the camera on the S lineup has always been a benchmark for Android devices, and this year is particularly interesting with a brand new 12-megapixel sensor made by Sony. The new sensor is going around the big pixel size, just like what HTC did with Ultra Pixels. Similar to the older Samsung devices, the pictures are crispy, the white balance and color saturation are pretty spot on. The dual pixel autofocus allows the camera to quickly focus on the subject. Thanks to the big pixels, the amount of detail retained is on par with 16-megapixel camera from last year. On the auto mode, you can capture a satisfying photo whenever the shutter is pressed. On the other hand, you can also use the Pro mode to manually dial that perfect shot you are looking for. However, I cannot help to notice that under auto mode, the color of the picture can be oversaturated in certain shots, to a point which is completely different than the actual environment. As you can see in this comparison shot with the iPhone 6s, the 6s has captured the correct color while the S7 makes the color too rich. This can go either way. Oversaturated photo can capture the attention of the viewer much better, but at the same time, you can argue that camera does not do a good job. As for low light shot, the new sensor does shows very impressive result. Thanks to big pixel size, the camera does not need to restore to high ISO count to lit up the scene, because bigger pixels can retain more lights. Therefore, the noise level is significantly lower than those high but small pixel sensors, which allows you to capture the detail of the scene much better than before. As in this comparison photo, the picture by traditional sensor is pretty good but still quite blurry, especially the detail on the high-rises. You can see that the sensor tried to sharpen and use very high ISO to maximize the detail. The new sensor on the S7 can use much lower ISO count and less sharpening to capture the same scene with more detail. You can see the detail of the high-res are much better on the new sensor. The new processor, smooth touch with a much bigger battery. The battery life is also an important feature not to miss out. For the past 3 weeks, I can last a day very easily with one single charge despite very heavy uses. The phone can still have at least 10 to 15% of battery left, while the same usage will drain my notebook's battery empty already. If I use the phone casually, I can have close to half a charge at the end of the day. Although the S7 supports fast charging, the Snapdragon 820 version only supports Quick Charge 2.0 instead of Quick Charge 3.0. The reason could be to maintain consistency with the Exynos version of the phone running Samsung's own adaptive fast charging, which has the same charging speed as Quick Charge 2.0. The Quick Charge 2.0 is by no means slow, and to be honest, the device with any kind of fast charging feature will always charge much faster than regular charging. You can charge your S7 in about 1.5 hours from empty to full charge. For those interested in wireless charging, you'll be happy to know that the S7 supports wireless fast charging as well. The S7 is a device that was a hype. In many ways, Samsung listened to their customers, such as return of the SD card support and waterproof, but most importantly, a downside TouchWiz that offers a stock Android-like user experience. With this many improvements, I believe S7 is going to be a solid performer this year. Do you think the Galaxy S7 can maintain its title as a king of flagship Android phone? Leave your comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. If you really like my video, please hit the like and subscribe button.